Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Memorial service for Mr. David Harris of Sylacauga will be Saturday at 11 a.m. from Mignon Baptist Church in Sylacauga. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Funeral service for Leonard Paul Baker, age 66, of Sylacauga. That service will be today at 2 p.m. from Curtis and Son North. Mr. Baker passed away on Sunday, December 2nd. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Funeral service for Donnell Browning Roll, age 77 of Sylacauga, is today at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Raddy Smith Funeral Home. Doctors Terry Sutton, Billy Duncan, and Pastor Brian Thomas officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mrs. Roll died December 3rd at Grandview Medical Center. Visitation today prior to the service, noon until 2 at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. Celebration of life for James Leighton Bailey Jr. will be held at First United Methodist Church in Sylacauga today at 12:30. Reverend Russell Heasley and Reverend Stephen McWhorter officiating. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. Mr. Bailey died December 3rd at Coosa Valley Medical Center. In lieu of flowers, the family requests memorials be made to the First United Methodist Church in Sylacauga. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Connie Bailey Hamilton, age 67 of Sylacauga, is today at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Raddy Smith Funeral Home. Chaplain David Carpenter officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mrs. Hamilton died Monday, December 3rd. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. And Connie Bailey was Connie Bailey Hamilton. She was a part of our graduating class a number of years ago, and she was the wife of Billy Hamilton, Bill Hamilton. Many of you know Bill, and Connie passed away earlier this week. Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. Homegoing celebration for Mrs. Carrie Lou Cannon, age 93, is today at 1 o'clock from Coosa Valley Baptist Church with Pastor W.J. Posey officiating. Interment in the church cemetery. Sims Funeral Service, Talladega directing. Gail Carmack Hendrick Brown, age 75, died Tuesday. Funeral service will be held Friday, December 7th at 11 o'clock from Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega. Visitation tonight, 6 until 8 o'clock at the funeral home. The Reverend David Roselle will officiate the service. Interment in the Lanier Cemetery. Ms. Brown, better known as Gail, was a native and lifelong resident of Alpine. She was a member of the Oak Grove United Methodist Church. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the Ribbons of Hope. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Ola May Cook Perkins, age 90, is 1 o'clock Friday at New Maryland Baptist Church with Pastor Eric Richardson officiating. Interment in the church cemetery. Ms. Perkins had 31 grandchildren, 51 great-grandchildren, and 95 great-great-grandchildren. Sims Funeral Service directing. Shirley L. Temple, age 69, died December 2nd. Funeral arrangement to be announced by Community Funeral Home. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. In other obituary news this morning, Mrs. Ethel Thompson, age 83 of Goodwater, died December 4th at Bethany House in Auburn. Arrangements entrusted to Armour's Memorial Funeral Home. And Letty Mae Knight Camp died on December 3rd in Villa Rica, Georgia. Funeral service Friday at 2 o'clock from Munford Church of Christ with Minister Shane Clark officiating. The family will receive friends at the church 12:30 until service time. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega directing. And funeral service for Mr. Clarence Chastain, who passed away on Tuesday, will be announced by Raddy Funeral Home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddyfuneralhome.com. Raddy Funeral Home in Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries this morning brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg.